So I've watched prepper channels since 10 years, 15 years ago. Watch Fox News, CNN, and all that. And what I've figured out, what I've come to realize, is like 80% of them, aside from the mainstream, we know what they do. They push their narrative and they sell their advertisements. But most of the prepper channels, 80-90% of them, they're there just to scare you and to push a product and to sell something. There's three, the way I see it, kinds of prepper channels that most people watch, including myself. I've watched a lot of them, and it's to a point that I can't even watch them. It's all the same. This guy will say something, this guy will say something, and this guy will say something, and this guy will say something, and it goes down the line, and they all say the same shit. But Prepper Channel A talks about doomsday. Every title of their video is "The world is doomed and here's why." And at the end of their channel, it's "Go to my store and buy my shit." And it's the same stuff that Walmart sells, except I have my logo on it. It's the same shit from Alibaba. A lot of people sell the same kind of knives. It's just this guy's logo and this guy's logo and this guy's logo. Same exact knife. And everybody has it marked up to $60, $80 when you can go on Alibaba or AliExpress and spend like $4 on it. But yeah, I'm gonna scare you. Fear mongering, fear porn, and then buy my shit. Prepper Channel B talks about the news, and they talk about prepping. And they kind of explain what's going on, how to do stuff. But they don't show anything that they do. Yeah, man, I got my garden and my bunker and all of this, but you can't see it because it's top secret. And there's a bunch of BS, dude. It's not real. Man, people have green screens, man. It's just watch my stuff. Buy my product. It's the same thing. And I understand, people that make their own stuff. That's awesome. Capitalism, I understand that. And, I get advertising and stuff like that. Affiliated marketing, I understand that. But you look at a lot of big channels where they're they almost have the same store. They have the same software, code their their websites up, except one's green and one's brown and one's red or whatever, and they all sell the same crap. It's all the same shit you can go to the dollar store or Walmart and buy, or Target or Kmart if you still have one around. But yeah, they'll tell you kind of what to do, and my prepper pantry is full, packed, but they don't ever explain how they got there. And then you got Prepper Channel C. And they're the preppers that will explain to you how to do stuff. They will show you how they did something. They will walk you through it, explaining, at first, when I first started watching prepper channels, it was the doom and gloom, the scary shit. Your bug out bag, the top essentials. And I get those for people that don't know anything about prepping, and they gotta start somewhere, I guess. But if that's what you're stuck on and that's all you watch, and you're sitting there jerking off to fear and the world ending and all that, you're retarded. I don't know how else to say that. But yeah. Channel C is how to make apple cider vinegar, or how I store my onions. They're not even really prepper channels. They're more like homesteading people, where they're how to get milk and how to make cheese with it and how to store it and how to blacksmith and how to use natural herbs and how to extract oil from plants, stuff like that. Stuff that actually matters, that stuff that you would need, because everybody has their own doomsday scenario that they think about, whether it's an EMP or martial law or a war with another country. It could be all of them. It could be none of them. It could be totally something different. So I don't think anyone's right about how they're prepping. Obviously, the people in Florida right now, they should year-round be prepping for a hurricane because they live where hurricanes occur. Just like people in Louisiana, they live where hurricanes are. But yet, 80% of those people don't prepare for a hurricane until the last minute. Oh no, I need all my bread and milk and eggs and water. And they cause a problem because they all go out one time instead of just slowly buying here and there, little by little. People like that are the problem. It's not preppers. It's not people that buy 3 extra cans of food, a week and store it. It's not those people at all. It's the people that have no clue on how to survive without a store. God forbid, Starbucks closes or something like that. People really honestly scare me more than anything. More than aliens coming back and wars. It's how quick neighbors can turn on each other. It's how quick you can have the nicest guy in town and he will kill you for some food to feed his family. I guarantee it. I 100% guarantee it. Because I know most people would. However, if they actually took the time and prepped and got stuff stored up and stocked up and learned how to do stuff on their own, this wouldn't happen. It's like a self-facilitating prophecy. I think that's how you say it. What I'm getting at is I see a lot of people in that mindset. And in the Bible, they talk about wars and rumors of wars and plagues and famines and all that. Nobody knows the time God or Jesus will come back to the planet. And I think nobody knows is because it's up to us. It is up to us. If we sit there and act childish and rude to one another and don't help anybody and let this stuff continue and don't stand up for ourselves and our rights and our freedoms to be people and just be free, the world will end. Whether you believe in God or not, it will end in fire from a nuclear bomb or an asteroid or whatever. Eventually that would happen. Or the planet freezing over. Water world. It's up to us to work together. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are on or what country you're from. If you're black or white or gay or straight, it does not matter. If we just walked in a straight line, you go to the top. But we're constantly fighting each other. And why are we constantly fighting each other? Because people make money off of that. They make money off of dividing people. Name one thing that you can think of that people aren't divided on. There's a solid line going through everything. Whether it's your football team or your orientation or your gender or anything. It does not matter. They have every single one of you divided down the middle. You're either right or you're wrong. And that's it. There's no compromising. There's no talking. There's no discussing anything. And we need to get away from that. We need to stop watching people that all they do is scare you and get you upset and nervous and panic by their crap that doesn't even last. I've seen knives go for $70, $80, $100, and they're, it's just, you could go to Walmart and buy a $10 blade and it'll be better. Everybody's out there to make a quick buck. And it doesn't even have to do with prepper channels. It could be anything. The new fad. Like the what are they called? Little popper thingies for kids. They were all the rage, man. A fad that lasted a couple months. Dude made millions on. He didn't give a shit. Oh yeah, they're for kids with autism or whatever. that wasn't designed for that. It was just something cool somebody made, like the pool noodle. It just takes one little idea to make $1 million, and they don't care what happens after that. Get away from those prepper channels that scare you and talk a bunch of bullshit. Get away from anybody that just harps on the news all the time and doesn't actually show you and prepare you. There are channels that do both, and that's awesome. I watch those channels and I agree, but some of them, look at the titles on the videos. Every single one of them is doomsday, fear, scare, end of the world. Those people are draining your energy. They don't talk about real solutions on what to do. A lot of the channels I used to watch aren't on YouTube anymore. I guess they gave up. They don't do it anymore. And they had massive following of people. I don't know. They gave up or whatever. I don't know what happened to them. They got banned. I have no idea. But it's coming to a point, if we haven't already crossed it, that God's coming back one way or the other, whether you believe him or not. My end of days with God coming back and your end of days with no God, it's the same thing at the end of the day. It's both fire and death for a lot of people. But if we work together and stretch our timeline out a little bit, I think that's what we're supposed to do. I honestly think that's what we're supposed to do, to see how long we can make this last. And if it's only 2,000 years from BC and AD and all that, we didn't make it very far as a species, considering the planet's like 4 billion years old. I just don't understand why people, well, I guess I do, kind of like horror movies and comedies. Movies, it's entertainment, it's bread and circuses, it's not reality. Reality is you. I go on Google more than I do on YouTube to look stuff up, and I'll print it out. That way I have a hard copy of it. I can look in my hand and I can read it. Power goes out, I don't have my phone, I don't have internet, whatever. I have a stack of papers. I've got a whole binder full of recipes for homemade stuff. Flour and sugar, stuff like that. I don't need some kind of, you need this brand of certain, jam or whatever. I have recipes on how to make jams. I have recipes on how to can, what kind of canning I need to use on what kind of food. Like I said before, I'm not like all the big homesteader people on YouTube. I have a small yard, and I grow as much as I can in buckets. And it is what it is, but at least I'm trying, and at least I'm moving in the right direction. It doesn't matter if you take one step or you get on a plane and fly across it. All that matters is that you start walking towards that direction and getting there, and stop wasting your time on stupid channels that all they do is scare you.